If you ask my high school friends, nilikuwa naitwa Karuoro Njoroge. If you ask my friends in the university, I was Robinson Karuoro. If you ask friends where I work, ni professor. If you ask my enemies, now, you know, they say you keep your friends close. But your enemies closer. No, I keep them very far. They might kill me. Yes. So what I do to my enemies, they might not call me because they might not even know me. So we are going to do 7 habits of highly effective people. Again, last month, by the time Musa was telling me you had this session, I was so busy, I was out of town, so I told him I wouldn't make it. So again, I'm sorry about that. But right now, Musa made a promise. By the time he's planning this, he's going to be informing me well early on time. So 7 habits of highly effective people. How many have read that book? See the people that read books. In high school, I think you've read the book. Manual ama kitabu? PDF. Okay, not bad. PDF. Who has written the book? No. People know who wrote the book and they are not reading the book. You read the book or the like PDF like here? PDF. That's good. You use what you can. In campus, I remember we used to have laptops. We had all the latest movies, all the best books that we wanted to read, and we did not buy none of them. You are saying Bill Gates akuja tupate hapa kama anataka kutuuliza. Especially when the fight between which countries were fighting by then? Not Russia and Ukraine. But then I think it was Russia. It was still Ukraine, a place called Crimea. And then people are posting, Russia, you are foolish. And then they're posting there. Now this is, and I'm from Kenya, we are not afraid of you. Then this is Kenya. Therefore, wanaeka hapo kwa Tanzania, hapo ndio Kenya, hoping that they would come and bomb you Kenyans. But it is good. So 7 habits of highly effective people. It's actually a very nice course. When I was doing the SLDP, it was all we did. Like Sisi, for 7 months in a year. All we did was 7 habits of highly effective people. Ingine tukazifanyia na huko Elementaita, zingine huko UKC, and then it was a really nice course. We had people coming to talk about it all through. But you guys right now, si munafanya more than that. You're doing 7 habits of highly effective people, doing 8 pillars of trust, right? Yeah? Nasikia ni kama naongelesha na backbenchers. Ujui kama nasema yes ama no, nos. Yes, so munafanya 8 pillars of trust. Hey, you are not sure. Iko kwa program, mujafika hiyo part. That is good. Also in high school I remember you used to go to Funky, then uko form 1, demo anakuuliza uko form 4. Alafu unasema niko form 3. Alafu anakuuliza mko topic gani? Kwa physics. I love, you know, in high school it's not like primary you can say that numbers 8, you go class 8. Then you go like, wait, topics are from 3 ni gani? Yes. So here, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. So the 7 habits of highly effective people is a very good course to people that want actually to grow. I've had you talking about relationships, and nilikuwa nasikia some of the things. That guy is very smart. If you guys have picked things from him, that's good. And I could hear some of the things and will realize some of the questions you are asking would actually be, had I trained you on 7 habits in the morning, maybe some of you would not have asked those questions because by then you'd have a clear direction on how to go about them. So nataka niwafunze the first 3 habits. It's habit 1, habit 2, and introduction, habit 1, habit 2, and habit 3, so that we can see how can we improve our habits. Now what is a habit kwanza? A habit is a habit, we used to say a habit is a disease. Remember, I think that was primary. A habit is a disease. So when I started training and learning 7 habits of highly effective people, I remember a friend of mine called Amanya, right now he's a lawyer in town, and I couldn't be, Kwani, are we learning about 7 diseases of highly effective people? So what do you think a habit is?
Repetitive behavior.
Okay, that's good. What do you think a habit is?
Something that you do over and over.
Someone else, what do you think a habit is? Yes?
Something that you do subconsciously
without thinking about. Yes, unatembea unagonga vitu teke ta. Okay, I've not hit that. Yes, nishaigonga kaka kidole kadogo kona, so right now all my senses are very clean. The ladies, you are not representing yourselves here. What is a habit? What represent?
A habit are the little tiny daily tasks that make up your life.
So if you sneeze every morning, that's a habit.
It might be that you're sneezing because of the cold.
Oh, that makes so much sense, yes? Those are also all really good answers. Habits, things that we keep on doing. In Swahili, tunaweza sema, how do we call them in Swahili? Anyone from the coast here or coastal regions? Mazoea, wanasema habit ni mazoea. Someone else? Yes? Tabia, yes? Tabia, yes? You have no idea. I like that. I'm blank. Hulka. I can see people who used to write insha. Wahenga wa kutupaka mafuta ya chupa mgongo. Mienendo. That's good. In high school, in primary, I used to write those things in insha, and I passed Kiswahili so much. I remember that. Those were really good. So all the answers you've given are right, are correct, very correct, because a habit is something you do over time, and then it becomes part of you. Some of them, by the time we call it a habit, it's when imekuwa subconscious. Sasa unaweza ifanya even without knowing. For example, let me tell you to do a simple exercise. Ebu, do this. That's good. Sasa unaona umefanya? Sasa toa hivyo, eka vidole hivyo vingine. Yes, you see the way ulikuwa umeweka hivi. Eka normal. Sasa venye umeweka hivyo normal, toa hivyo vidole, then eka the other way now. How does it feel? Weird. It feels weird, right? Now let us do a simpler one. Hebu fanya hivi. That's it. Now fanya the other way. How does it feel? It feels weird. Ni kama hapana haifai kukua hivyo. Like this is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like this. Why? And you know, part of the CIA knowing who you are, if they have come up with things to understand if someone is faking you. If there is ever a technology of someone that they can fake your face and your voice, how would they know you? Those are some of the things they do. For example, ukitembea, how do you pause between sentences? Unasemanga, you know, and then all of a sudden someone comes, mse, wanasema, fake guy, amebant. Wanamshika. You see, those are habits, and it's some things you do over and over until they become subconscious. Now, these 7 habits, there are many good habits in the world. Eating your vegetables, that's good. Or proteins if you want to be big, that's also good. Okay? What else? Sleeping on time, sindio? Having regular and normal hours of sleep. Do not sleep 1 hour like a squirrel, okay? You sleep enough. Those are all good habits. However, all those habits, this guy called Steve Covey, for years and years he researched. And he came up with 7 that if people practiced these 7 habits, they'd be highly and heavily effective. Now, what's the difference between being effective and being efficient? I wish I should have come with sweets. But since I've been up all night and I've been busy, sijapitia kwa duka kununua sweet. I'll tell you sweet things. Yeah, so now what is the difference between being effective and being efficient? Yes, mwenye hajaongea ongea. Mimi nitakuwa naona mwenye hajaongea na mwambia anaongea. Being effective and being efficient. Wasaidie. Hawa watu wameshindwa kabisa.
I think being efficient is having little input but giving maximum output.
Little input, maximum output. Unafanya engineering? Construction. No wonder. Small input, big output, efficient. High five. That's good. Now, being effective. Huyu amejaribu from a construction person's point of view, amepeana the best answer she could give. Another person, difference between being efficient and being effective. Mr. Man, wewe unaona ni aje? I hope this is not the same water as this so that I don't end up starting to cough. Yes? I pity the lecturer that marks your exam. That's why I was saying, as I was saying, these things are not the way you think they are. So as I was saying up above, lecturer unamzungusha anasema acha tu nimwache tu apite exam huyu. And someone else, what is the difference? Backbenchers. Okay, the backbenchers here are performing very well. The backbenchers on this side, oh, wameamua kuokolewa. Waokoe. Yes?
I would say being effective, it's a work progress. You know, it entails step by step until you get to a certain point where you can say it's effective.
Okay.
Then efficiency now comes when you've acquired a certain effective system of doing.
The simplest definition, kwa sababu ya wakati, being effective, being efficient is doing things right. Being effective is doing the right thing. Okay? Being efficient is doing things right. Being effective is doing the right thing. So you see, you can be efficient in the wrong thing. Like I remember we speak about Hitler, and we said he conducted genocide with biblical efficiency. Okay? You see, those are two words that should not be going the same sentence, Hitler and the Bible. Yes, but they do, because this guy was killing Jews like nobody's business. Until guys were like, wow, if you ever want to kill people, that's how to do it. But you see, that's why we are calling them 7 habits of highly effective people, because we want you to do the right thing right. So, whatever question you ask between the course of this presentation and in the future when you're learning, always ask yourself, is it effective? Is it the right thing? So first of all, be effective, then efficient, not the other way around. Wase ya. Uliza neighbor wewe uko efficient ama effective? Sasa unaona wanajiuliza na anajijibu. Unaona hivi ndio Hitler alianza. Yes, so and you see all the 7 habits. Now this is the intro. The 7 habits are based on something called the True North principles. You see, True North principles are those principles you cannot violate. Actually, they are the ones that violate you if you fail to follow them. For example, the law of gravity. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, you will not throw an apple na iende ikiendanga. Okay? When I was in high school, there's a narrative we did. It was called Ahasupu. Then I remember we was talking about a guy there called Ohufufule or Humotore. Then we used to say that he used to kick the ball during the Olympic tour. The ball went and never came back. They are still waiting for it to date. So unless you are Ohufufule or Humotore, if you throw an apple upwards, no matter how strong you are, it will still come back down. What's there? It will still, those are True North principles. You cannot change them. And if you decide, you know what? I am more powerful. I'm the modern day of Humotore. Then you go all the way at the top there. You decide, you know what? I do not respect gravity. And then you decide, here I come. What will the ground say? Come, baby. Come. And then we're in a ground kissing. Mwah. Broken bone, broken hand, broken teeth. Manjeluhi, manusula. Manjeluhi, manusula. So you see, True North, you cannot violate a principle. A principle violates you if you go against it. And these are the principles represented in the 7 habits. Now, the 7 habits of highly effective people, if the people that have read and the people that have not read, these are the 7 habits of highly effective people. Number 1, be proactive. So if you're writing, you write quickly so that at least when mbio sindio. Now, number 1 is be proactive. The principle that we are learning from being proactive is responsibility and initiative. Hata kama unapanga kukua criminal, if you're not a responsible criminal, you will not be criminaling for very long. Yes. Amuna that mini mwizi uingie hapa hivi ukuje uibe hii glass utoke. Utalimwa. Responsible and taking initiative. Habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. That is habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. And what do we learn there? Vision and values. I know you guys, if you love crime thrillers, I've watched crime thrillers, and the criminals that everyone falls in love with, even pastors, you'll find a pastor watching the movie and they are on the side of the criminal. Like Raymond Reddington in what is the name of that series? You see? See, all of you know it. Na mnasema mmeokoka. I knew it. A blacklist. And that Raymond Reddington guy is very smart. So begin with the end in mind. The principle we learn is vision and values. Habit number 3, put first things first. Put first things first. And the principle we are learning there is integrity and execution. So put first things first, that is the habit. The principle is integrity and execution. Those first 3 habits, I'll be getting into that very soon. I don't know if there's, am I allowed to write here? I don't think so, right? So there's nowhere to write. Yes. So, and Mosa is not here. Probably he could have given, because I needed to draw the maturity continuum, at least you know. Now, habit number 4 is, now this is what I want you to do, skip 2 lines. Whatever you've been writing, skip 2 lines. Skip 2 lines. Do not ask me what. I'll be like Pastor Pius Moiro. Most of you do not know Pastor Pius Moiro, because you, I think, Apa is Poko, maybe Rahil, the rest of you are Gen Z. Sindio? Gen Z, eh? Gen Z, yeah. That's good. Yeah, there was a pastor when we were young. He was called Pastor Pius Moiro. Before this, akina panda mbegu. No, the Pastor Pius Moiro you know now is not the Moiro we knew. Pastor Pius Moiro was he used to say, eka maji kwa grass. Tusibishane. We, na uko kwako. He used to say that. Then you would see your mother telling your father, unabishana na pastor. Shika radio yako, unashika. Hey, alafu anamaliza sasa kunywa hiyo maji. Hey man, and people used to drink that water like nobody. Then bana. Sisi tulianza kubet zamani. So, think win-win. That is habit number 4. So after those 2 lines, write habit. The habit 4 is think win-win. And the principle there is mutual respect and love. Mutual respect and love. That is think win-win, the habit. Mutual respect, love, that is the principle. Habit number 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Now that's a little bit longer. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. And the principle is true communication. Now, this one we shall be doing the next month. This habit 4, 5, and 6, and probably 7 sometimes after that. And when we get there, I'll tell you why that is important. Habit number 6 is synergize. Synergize. Synergize, creative, and now the principle is creative cooperation. The habit is synergize, the principle is creative cooperation. And finally, habit number 7 is sharpen the saw. Now, depending on where you're from, if you say sharpen the saw or whatever, just write it well, okay? Sharpen the saw. Luos don't know how to speak Swahili. But if you go to KCPE, the leading schools in Kiswahili are Kisumu boys and Kisumu. Okay, in KCSE, they were Kisumu boys and Kisumu girls. People who you ask them, mtaka cha mvunguni, mvunguni anafanya nini? The principle there is balanced renewal. Okay? Balanced renewal, yes. And that's where we start, because now, everything that I've told you so far, those are 7 habits of highly effective people. And the reason why I told you to skip 2 lines is because those habits are divided into 2. We have habit 1, 2, and 3. And if you listen to them so well, you'll even know what they're talking about. You scare, be proactive. So when I'm saying be proactive, who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? You, Sindio. So like be proactive. Then I tell you begin with the end in mind. Then I tell you put first things first. But you notice the tone changes after that. It becomes think win-win. Now, it's not one person, because you cannot think win-win alone. Okay? Then seek first to understand, then to be understood. So you cannot be telling yourself, hey, unanielewa. Then you come to this idea na kuelewa. No. All of a sudden, there's more than one. Synergize. Creative cooperation. There's multiple of you. You cannot cooperate with yourself. Eh? Okay, unless you're fighting, now you should not use this unless someone is trying to kill you. It's always nice to hit someone easy. In French, they are called goudiage du kio. Okay? Yes, that is French from Munyoro. If you hit someone like this, they'll not wake up, even if you are a lady. So, note that. And then sharpen the saw. That is now the last one. So those habits are divided into 2. We have what we call private victory. Private victory is habit number 1, habit number 2, and habit number 3. Now, you know, all of us starts from a dependence level. Like you're depending on your parents for upkeep, for decision making. Sindio? Baby will be there. I was watching some clips yesterday during the day, and I remember one of the funniest clips I was seeing around babies stuck in things. And then a baby will go around, and then you don't even know how a baby will get stuck here. Utaona kichwa iko huku, mwili iko huku. You don't know how they got inside there. Then the moment they get in, they're like, I can't get out. What do? Scream. They start screaming. So now you have to call the firefighters to come and cut the chair. Babies, they are dependent on their parents on everything. And even us emotionally and so on, we are so much dependent on other people to make most of the decisions on our behalf. And then you see, The moment you get to a level, you become dependent. Now, you don't ask your mother and father, utakula nini? Your mother sends you money, you decide what you'll eat. Akikutumia 1,500 na wanakutumianga pesa Friday mpaka next Friday, it's upon you to decide whether you will eat. Utaenda leo kwa nini, kwa hoteli kubwa ukule samaki nono ya 1,000 na ugali ya 200, then uteremshe na juice ya 300, alafu fast baka Friday. It is upon you. Wewe ndio unaamua. Wamu unaweza amua, you know what? Mimi ndanunua kahawa nikule polepole, niwe unga 2, cabbage, nikule the whole week. It's upon you. All of a sudden your parent anajua the level of dependency imereduce. So umeanza kuwa independent kidogo. I know these ladies like to use this. And I'm an independent. Come on, say it. Unaogopa huyu? Oh, si huyu. Unaogopa huyu? Sema, you are an independent? An independent woman. Then jioni, mami nimeishiwa na unga. But that's good. It's good to feel independent. But inakujanga na steps, ndio? So you see, for you to move from being dependent to independent, you need to practice the first 3 habits. And you're going to see why. Because the first 3 habits ndio zinakutoanga from the level of dependency in decision making and in your life, in being able to take care of yourself, to being independent. If you start practicing the 3 habits, even at home, they'll start noticing by the way mtu tunafaa sasa tukue tukimuuliza sasa tunataka ku make decision. They'll notice that. Now, that's what we call now the maturity continuum. Next time I come, remind me to draw you the maturity continuum. Sasawa? Or I'll tell Mosa to post it on your group. Then you'll notice what we say about it. You see, and these habits cannot be randomly applied. You need to start from habit 1, habit 2, habit 3. You cannot say, you know what, now I'll be practicing habit 4 and you don't know habit 1. You must build on each other. Now, also on that, we shall talk about something we call the paradigm shift. You see, people think that they see the world as it is. No. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. Ndio maana mwizi anaaminingi kila mtu ako out kumuibia. A dishonest person will believe everyone is lying to them. Ako hapo unamwambia, jamaa, nakwambia mimi nishaisalimia Uhuru wapi? Jamaa ananipanga. Because they keep on lying. So they believe everyone is lying to them. Ushaona venye mwizi anakasirikanga akiibiwa? Have you seen how angry thieves are when things are stolen from them? We used to have such a guy in high school. The guy he used to be very rich, wearing shirts. Ikichafuka anatupa. Seriously. Ikichafuka anatupa, ile iko kwa hanging ile anachukua anavaa hiyo. Ikichafuka anatupa. So wewe ukiibiwa na ujui kuiba, umeokoka na roho safi, what you do, you start walking around looking for a thrown away shirt. Unachukua unafua, pengine ni yako. Then however, everyone now, my boys will know this. Every guy in high school, you have your funky clothes, right? The one you put under the box. Right now you don't do so. Saizi unaweza kuwa na pasi. But in high school, a trouser and a shirt, you put them under the box until they become zinakuwa smooth. So one day we were supposed to go to Naivasha Girls. I remember that. And you see, one of our biggest funky was going to either Moi Forces Academy Lanet or Naivasha Girls. So we are going to Naivasha Girls for a mathematics contest. And the dude wakes up, his trouser and his shirt are missing. Alikuwa amewaka kama baruti. He had said, yo funky tutaenda. We had to look for the way, kai umemwibia huyu jamaa, muleteni bana. And then after he found the clothes, because he found them, some guy just threw them outside. So akachukua tukapanguza akavaa tukaenda funky. And one guy just making fun. Na nikajamaa kafupi, these short people, man. These short small people. Where's you wataki kuibiwa? We had to save that guy, but he was about to be finished. We had to save him. So you see the world and you approach the world as you are, not as it is. So if you change the way you see the world, you'll notice the world around you will start changing. So if you are a negative person, you'll always see bad things happening around you. Okay? The moment you start appreciating, being positive about things in life, you notice things starting to cheer around you. And you'll notice that even in your relationship, as you are told here, unapata wewe tu ni mtu tu negative. You see those negative people, they cannot even give you hata haizi kukupatia a bad rapport. In Kenya mtu akikuchukia haizi kusifu hata na kitu mbaya. You can go there, uni mwizi gani. They cannot give you anything. You see, you notice the moment you start becoming positive, things around you start doing what? Zinaanza kuchangamka. That's what I want you guys to do. Now with that, we have the foundation to start learning about the habits. So now you know there's a maturity continuum. You know you need to practice them namna gani? One after the other, building on each other. You also know by now about paradigm shift. You know by then now, I know, let me learn these habits so that I can change the way I think. If I change the way I think, I'll change the way I see the world. If I change the way I see the world, I'll change myself in the process. Then you now know there's a principle behind each habit. So maybe, just maybe, you'll be more serious when you're learning about them. Wase yeah. So let's go to habit number 1. Habit number 1 is be proactive. This is the habit of taking initiative. So habit 1 is be proactive. Habit of taking initiative. Now, because we don't have a lot of time, in each habit, I'm going to be mentioning like around 5-6 things. And then I'm going to be we're going to be doing exercises. The habit number 1, we won't have an exercise, but for habit number 2 and habit number 3, we are going to have an exercise, okay? Sasawa. So habit now, point number 1 you need to know about be proactive is that you and your choices are the greatest creative forces in your life. You plus your choices is equals the greatest creative force in your life. See, most of us like to blame our surroundings. And this is so common. You know, I grew up in the ghettos. Mimi nimelelewa ghetto ile noma. And some people will tell you, mimi sasa huku, ule mtu amefanikiwa ni Kim. Na Kim ni Gondi. By the way, it's true because especially wakati nilikuwa nakaa Kayole, the guys who used to, and in a society, especially the way males end up, depends so much on what the females in the area prefer. So we used to see in Kayole, the prettiest women used to go out with the most hardcore thugs. So what do you think a kid in class 8 will decide to be? Akuwe lawyer achwe na kila mtu. I remember one day nimeitwa Bash and I was in the University of Nairobi, so I want to be serious with my life. I'm from the University of Nairobi, tuko long holiday, nikaitwa Bash Kayole. So nikatoka tukaenda kwa, it was not even a house, it was like an unfinished house, but ilikuwa huko ndani imebambo. There was these really pretty girls. I think walikuwa wametoka pande za Chokaa na huko. The people who don't know Chokaa, si ya kuandika, there's actually an area called Chokaa way past Kayole. So I remember, you see, in the university you used to speak in English, sindio? It's normal, like nikakunywa maji. So you are speaking, hey, so what are you saying? So unasema, if I take this and I kuja with it, you see, something like that. I remember speaking, so unachanganya Kiswahili na English. I remember this ladies, mimi nadhania nimewabamba na nimewe peleka hizo makizungu zako na huko. Oh, man. So someone says, I am the way I am because of the environment I'm from. But let me ask you, are there not people from that environment that have changed their lives? Are there not? Someone say, mimi, babangu alikufa, mamangu alikufa. That's why unaona maisha yangu imekuwa hivi. Let me ask you, are there no people that have no parents and have made it? Hakuna. Siko. Other people will blame their surrounding society. Others will blame their upbringing. Others ni venye wako. Mtu anasema mbona unakunywanga pombe? Sasa mimi nitakosaje kunywa pombe? Hata babangu anaitwa Wanjohi. Kama Moreu. So anashindwa. Mbona sasa? What else do you expect me to be? Yes, I know the people who are not French. Wanjohi means that guy of alcohol. Moreu means a drunkard, literally. So there's and you want to know there are French people who don't love their kids. Someone will give birth to a kid and call that kid Moreu, drunkard. But anyway, the Swahilis are not any better. I heard of an MP called Katibu Mwashaitani, so they're not getting any better than us. So you see, some people will blame that. I say, you see, I'm a devil worshiper. Jina yangu ni Katibu Mwashaitani. Would you expect me to be a pastor with that name? Would you listen to a pastor called Mwashaitani? Hey, guys, today you're going to be preached by a man called Katibu Mwashaitani. Will you listen to that guy? The first thing you do is that they come and they make sure they baptize you with Mwamungu. Yeah, so you and your choices are the greatest creative force in your life. You see, and that's why we learn more about these habits. I'm going to tell you about having values. Because any decision you make should be in line with your greatest values. If you don't have values, then what will you be basing your decisions on? So that is point number 2, is that in every decision you make, it should be in line with your highest and best values. So have values in your life. You see, in ALF, the people that were there from the beginning, Akina Alan, for us now we were learning directly from Akina Gabriel, Alan, Alan Mwangi, Motiso. Some of you might know them, most of you might not. And I remember, those are the guys that made decisions, like, if you decide to make a decision wakati the opportunity present itself, you won't. For example, right now, most of you are saying, mimi angali serikali, na serikali hizo zingine watu kazi ni kuiba tu. Trust me, if you do not make a decision that you're not going to be looting the treasury, and you find yourself there, thou shall loot. Yes. No, thou shall. Because you need to make a decision right now, long before you are ever there. And you live by that. You start practicing kidogo, 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 kidogo. Right now, and I'm not, see it in our church, even if I'm sleeping hungry, and someone send me their money by wrong number, hata kama ni so ama ni 1 million, I tell them to reverse yote. Sometimes back I was not like that. This has been a journey of like 10 years, deciding kama sio yangu siitaki. Lakini right now ati mimi ni mzuri, sitaiba kwa serikali. Na unatumia 200 unasema thou shall. Chia korire washo mogoda. Some of you are there saying, you know what? We want honest leaders. And then there you are. There's a guy who said that alimepiga simu kwa radio Jambo. Ati hello. Walikuwa nitango nani wakati huu jamaa alikuwa nitango alikuwa na acting kipindi ya Papa Shirandula. Njoro. Ati anapiga kina Njoro. Njoro alikuwa anaongea with a heavy Kikuyu accent. Mimi ningependa kusema nimetumiwa kimakosa 40,000. Na sijui jamaa mtu akasema jina ya lady hapo. So tumpigie simu akulete. Hapana. Nataka kumdedicatea wimbo 2. Ya kwanza ni utamu wa the song I don't remember. See, you need to have values and learn to practice, cultivate those values. Hakuna kitu inapandwa sasa inamea. Hata mushrooms zinamea overnight, but they take almost 3 weeks growing in silence. Okay? So have values so that by the time you make any decision, you make those decisions in line with your highest and best values. Number 3. You see, and this one, it shall affect some of you. You need to take initiative for your life. Take initiative for your life. Do not sit around waiting for good luck or something to happen. You're waiting, a lady is saying, Prince Charming, who is rich, and you see, that's the problem of watching this soap opera. Na hizi vipindi za Citizen za saa moja. The lady always finds a rich guy and marries them. That is not the way it is in real life. My friend, utaenda utauza nyanya. Utafungua soko wote utakuja utafinya hizo avocado. Alafu ataziacha hapo. But you need to start there na uende grow until one day you realize, oh, so you can actually make money from this. Then all of a sudden you start expanding. One of the richest friends I have, akona vibanda 8 za mboga. Hizi mboga za kienyeji. Amegrow such that sasa hadi ananunuanga mbegu, anapatia wakulima ushago, wanapanda hizo mboga na yeye ananunua. Now some of you like ungesikia sasa, let me give an example. Let me give an example. You look like a wonderful lady. Imagine mtu anakuja kukukatia. Mwingine anasema mimi nafanya kazi KCB. Mwingine anasema anauzanga sageti. Nani anakaa kukuwa serious? Unatoa jinsi sageti ni nini? But this guy akona vibanda 8 za mboga. Ameemploy kila kibanda iko na mtu mmoja during the day, in the evening 2 people kwa sababu ya rush hour. And this guy pays all of them 700 per day. So this guy is balling. The problem anakunya, he is always as drunk as a fish. But that is him. Yes, you see, nobody cares about the circumstances you are in. Nobody cares that you are born poor. Nobody cares that you are an orphan. It's painful, but I want you to hear it. Nobody cares that ulilelewa ghetto, ukazaliwa ghetto. That story will only matter to people, depending on how you turn out to be. If you are born there and you end up there with nothing, uko tu mlevi unalala kwa mitaro, nobody cares about that story. People only care about that story depending on what you made of it. So you need to take initiative for your life and decide that I'm not going to sit around ningoje nikule aviator. Atiwe ngoja. Muhindi hii 400 million ni yangu. Kuna wajinga wengine milioni 10 wanasema kama wewe. So you see, again, Mosa, if we had a chat here, ningekuwa nimechora vitu kadhaa. Should have asked for it before. No problem, right now it's already too late. So okay, now, have I told you to remind me to draw for you next time? That's good. Number 2, remind me to draw for you the Remind me to draw for you the following 2 things. 1, the proactive model. Write it somewhere, proactive model, then give space. I'll draw it next time. And number 2, circle of influence. Okay? Circle of influence. So guys, please, I want you to make sure you remind me that next time, okay? Now, I want one volunteer to go at the back there. Atapata kagunia kako hapo anikujie nayo tafadhali. That's good. So, let's go to habit number 2. So, umeacha space hizo vitu mbili. Umeacha space ya maturity continuum, petachora maturity continuum, petachora nini proactive model. Hiyo tu gunia peke yake. For now ni hiyo tu peke yake. Na wale tachora circle of influence. Umeacha hiyo nafasi. Now find a good space. Kwa wale wanaandika that is, I know some of us can be able to get these things na kichwa. So, who am I to say no? So, begin with the end in mind. And we're going to do this in 15 minutes. Now, Mosa, is it okay if I ask for an extra 15 minutes?
No, it's not okay.
Sawa. So exactly it's not okay. I had written 1 hour, then nikajitolea nikaeka 45 minutes. Sawa. So wherever we get today, we shall continue next time. So, I want only to have 6 particular days. So wenye mko nyuma, nyinyi wenye mko hapa mjidistribute kwa hizi nini 3 hapa. Na 1 2 3. Na wenye mko hapo nyuma na wewe mjidistribute kwa hizi meza 3 hapa. Okay? So don't open hivyo. Sawa. Now you guys, because I want us only to do, we are going, because of time, we are only going to do habit 1 and habit 2. So I want us to do this so that we can do it well, okay? So I want us to be able to understand. So next time, I'll make sure that I come, Mosa, don't you tell me early, because unajua hii ni shida yako, last time uliniambia late. You could have done this last time, but today was mine. Leo, things happened like, so I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you're going to open that. So not 10 minutes actually, 7 minutes starting right now. That's all the instruction I'm going to tell you. 7 minutes starting right now. Remove what is inside, that's all. Na zisipotee, those are for my kids. Zikipotea. Sasa, you have 7 minutes. Yeah, msizivunje. That's another instruction. You have 7 minutes. That's the only instruction I'm giving you. You have 7 minutes. So Musa, kidogo. So then, no problem, I totally understand. So zile props ziko pale, you're going to put them huko ndani.
Kwa ofisi.
So next time, because niliona hakuna time, I had put myself, nilikuwa nimejipea 45 minutes. That's actually what I've timed myself to. Kwa nimeona watu pia wamekaa sana.
Wamechoka, alafu kuna wenye wanaenda mbali.
If I pump them into with so much things, they might not remember anything. So zile props ziko huko, unaweza fanya vizuri kama zitawekwa huko.
Zitawekwa kwa ofisi.
So the next time we come and if we have time to do all of it.
Hata ujitengeneze iwe continuous kwa sababu tunaona mpaka 7 habit yote. Utajua venye tu utaipanga. Nitakupatia tu date hata leo tutakutumia zote.
That's good. Hiyo kwanza ukituma leo itakuwa sawa, so that I can make sure niweke kwa reminder, reminder leo hataiko nini. Sawa. Okay. That's good. 7, so you have 5 minutes now. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Kasimu kangu kameja. Shit. It's her ex. It's my eye. You have 4 minutes. You have 3 minutes. Two minutes. So you have 1 minute now, the last minute.
Doesn't matter how short your name is.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, please. Stop, please. Now, whatever that umetengeneza hapo. So I'm going to ask you a question. What are the instructions that I give?
Do something.
I never said do something. What did I say?
Open for 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
You have 7 minutes, sindio? When wakati nilisema, what did you guys think? You guys? You guys? You just thought, let me create something with the particular puzzle maker that I gave you. You guys there? You floated. When you had the instruction that you have 7 minutes, what did you think?
We thought of what we have.
Okay, you guys, what did you think? When you had the instruction that you have 7 minutes.
You cannot open for 7 minutes, so do something with the 7 minutes.
Okay, and you guys? So let me ask you, so this is what you made. Hebu kila mtu ainue what they made. Kila mtu ainue hivi juu. I want you to lift them up like that. Why is it that kila mtu akona something the same? Why did you, mbona muliunda please guys, I want you to be as honest as you can, okay? Yeah. Do not lie, because this is an important part of learning. Why did you build, mbona uliweka pyramid? Mbona mlijenga pyramid? Pyramidish, whatever. Why did you create these things? Mbona mlitengeneza? Why nothing else? Why this one? Why that?
Okay, from whatever we had, it was sort of already over trial.
Okay, you guys, why that? Because saizi, almost all of you have like similar structures. Why? Why that? Yes, and you guys?
I think everyone did their own part and then joined them together.
Mkajoin. Why? Na mbona zikafanana? You guys? You don't know. You see, when I give my nephew, wasea, haya macho zikuwe hapa mbele please. When I give my nephew and my niece to that particular puzzle, they can make at least 60 different things. Wanatengeneza kofia, wanatengeneza pyramid, wanatengeneza doormat. But let me tell you why most of you guys made a pyramid. It's because Moses shouted pyramid. And all of you, all of a sudden, you don't want to admit it, all of a sudden in your mind, automatically kaeka pyramid. That's why all of you, mkatengeneza nini? Something pyramid-like. No, the moment he mentioned that, all your creativity ika pop. And you see, that's in life, there's no manual to life. What we are trying to tell you right now, we are trying to tell you how to become the best you can be. Not how to be like me or like Mosa. How to be the best you can be. And you see, one of the worst enemies of progress is trying to copy. You're trying to go with what is cool. When you're young, you're 16, 17, 18, maybe. But the moment umeshaanza kuonga mbao, wewe sio teenager. Very soon utakuwa unapita mahali watoto wakicheza wanasema simamisheni mbaba apite. Yes. So you see, and that's why I told you, that's why I tried, I never gave you any instruction. So you are free to roam. Your mind was free to roam as much as it could. I wish you guys, in your lives, that's why we say begin with the end in mind. Everything is created twice. Once in your mind. Second time in reality. And whatever is in your mind precedes what happens in reality. I never saw anyone here wakikaa waambiane tutatengeneza nini. Like pamoja tu, this is what we have, what do we make? I swear niliangalia all around the room, nobody. Mungekata mjembe tutengeneze nini? Wale wengine wanatengeneza pyramid. Mbona tukue kama hao? Can we try something new? And in your life, if you want your life to be boring, akia Mungu, anza kukopi watu. If you want your life to be boring, unfulfilling, anza kukopi watu uone. If you want your life to be excellent, to be sweet, if you want to enjoy your life, make your own mistakes. They'll be more sweeter than copying something good from someone else. Unless it's something that is destructive. Do not copy something destructive. Waseya. Do not copy something destructive. Always ask yourself, what best can I... again, those things are not the same. Za wengine ni nyingi, za wengine ni chache. And you see, that lesson was never picked by any of you because all of you decided to copy. If you had decided to become as open as you could be, some of you could have complained something like, yetu ijakuwa smart, juu zetu ni chache. But you see, this life never gives us the same number of opportunities. Some of you, opportunity kwako itakuja mara moja, mara mbili, your whole life. If you don't use those two chances, that's it. Some of you, utakuwa unaangalia mtu anapata tu ka chance. Ingine. I have a friend of mine saizi, alinunua gari ya kwanza, akakuwa mlevi, akauza, akatumia pesa, akanunua ingine, akajenga nyumba, then akabet baka hiyo nyumba ikapotea. Then after that akanunua gari ingine. I've not even bought my first. Yako gari ya 3 na nyumba moja. Okay, he still doesn't have them right now, but I think this time nilimwambia please, next time please. If you do something, nipatie hata title deed nikae nayo. He's a very good friend of mine. Mbona unipatie ndio usiuze hata shamba. And some of you, instead of feeling good, unajua kanya mtafanya? Utaanza kununa kwa sababu unashindwa kwa nini opportunities zote zinakuja kwa huyu. But life is not the same for all of us. You see, if you want your life to be fulfilling, begin with the end in mind. Plan your life first, because opportunities hazitoshani za kila mtu, chances hazitoshani za kila mtu. Your strengths are not the same as everyone. So ukikosa kujipanga na ile uko nayo, hujui kaitarudi tena. Mtoto wa Uhuru akikuja hapa hata haribu pesa aje atapewa ingine. Uka yake ndiye amechorwa kwa pesa. Yes. Yeah, anajua picha ya kuka yake hata isahau, it is in the money. Wewe kuka yako amechorwa kwa nini? Yes? You see? That's why you see in life unapatanga, I want you to imagine mko kwa gari. You're going and then mulikuwa muende Nakuru, lakini ujamaa na drive Mombasa road akielekea pande za Machakos. Mnamwambia we, tunafaa tuende Nakuru, na badala apinduke anaongeza speed ati acha tuende mbio. Mtafika Nakuru? Answer me, will you get to Nakuru? You see, it doesn't matter how fast you're going. If you're going in the wrong directions, you've already failed. Ushaband. Okay? Hata heri mtu anaenda pole pole, but they're headed in the right direction. It's better. They'll get there eventually. That's why we say, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Provided you're moving forward. Lakini if you're moving backward, hata ukikimbia aje, you've already failed. That's why we say begin with the end in mind. That's what matters. Know where you're going, plan it. I want you to assume umeenda kwa daktari. Umefika kwa daktari tu hivi ting, anakuambia huyu apatiwe mara moja 4, Panadol 2 na apatiwe capsules. Karatasi 3. Hata kama hujaambiwa, is that a good doctor? Hata kama hujaambiwa, is that a good doctor? Because doctor anafaa kuuliza unaumwa na wapi? Si kama mganga. Mganga ndiye anasumingi anajua kila kitu. There's a story I read in primary, jamaa kapelekwa kwa mganga. Wakaingia hivyo kama no, ingieni na kinyume. Pinduka, kaingia na kinyume. After kuingia na kinyume, kwenda kuongea, usiongee. Ni anti yako ndiye analeta hiyo shida ya tumbo. Alafu akapatiwa kichupa kilikuwa na very bitter liquid akakunywishwa. Alafu akaambiwa endeni. Mpatie wangwana pesa hapo kwa mlango. Wakaeka. So after they've left, so the lady mwenye alikuwa amefanyia hivyo vitu zote, alikuwa anafikiria anaona her mother is the only daughter in the family. So there's no aunt. And the problem was not in the stomach, it was in the ear. So hata hakuna kubahatisha. Wewe sema ilikuwa kwa kichwa, hata ilikuwa kwa kichwa ni tumbo. Ilikuwa kwa masikio. You see, there's no medicine without prescription. That is witchcraft. And we know that. So even in our lives, we do not want to plan anything. Alafu unashangaa mbona vitu zako zote zinakaa scary. Si ni uchawi unafanya? Why would they not be scary? So begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in. So I'm going to end this presentation because I want us to, because sababu ya time, I only wanted us to do these 2 habits, then next time to pick from there. These are the 5 biggest regrets to people who are dying. There's also a book about this. And someone research akaona the 5, wale watu wengi wana regret vitu 5 sana. 1, ni not living a true life. They lived a fake life. Babi na wewe si babi. Not living a true life. Number 2, spending too much time at work. Kila saa tu wako job. 18 hours a day. Number 3, not having the courage to express their feelings and thoughts. They never had the courage to express their feelings and thoughts. That also ruins relationship, as you were told by the speaker before me. Number 4, they never yes? Bado. Number 1 was not living a true life. Number 2 was not spending too much time at work. I'm working. Spending quality time with the people that matter, you know. Number 3, not having courage to express their feelings and thoughts. Umejifunikia tu ati atajua. Sio nini malaika. Not staying in touch with their true friends. Especially men, you know, we don't have a lot of many true friends, okay? You can stay with, unaweza kaa na jirani 10 years and you don't know their name. I know I have a neighbor, I don't know their name. Namuitanga coaches. Naenda kumuuliza jina kesho. And number 5, they never learned to let themselves be happy. Never learning to let themselves be happy. And now again, this will be to the men in the house. Because this one you've seen. And it is mentioned in so many areas. Nimeenda hata wakati mimi I've been invited to speakers before after me nimewasikia wakiongea kitu wanasema ati unapata mkienda nyumbani wakati when you are now this age unapata mamako na babako ushago. Unapatanga madhe aenda anadungwa wakati anapewa 5,000, fadhi amepewa ngapi? Ampewa punch. Ama dhao. It's actually, you cannot, because ladies ni emotional. And ile emotional connection yenye mama akonayo na mtoto wake, as a dad you'll never get there. You will be loved, yes, but haitafika hiyo level ya madhe. And you know that, even the boys and the girls in here, because you know you visit your parent back home, si ndio? So as a guy, kuna na ile example tunapeananga ya, there's this lorry inatengenezanga barabara. Sijui kama mnaijua. I don't know if you've been keen barabara ikitengenezwa. There's this big lorry inatengeneza barabara. Hii lorry bila hiyo barabara ikitengenezwa bila hiyo lorry, ni hizi barabara za kanjo. Hiyo barabara yezi kaa 3 years, inakuwa imetokana. But hizi highway, there's a certain big lorry inatengeneza hizo barabara. It's actually really big. Hiyo ndio uleta vitu chimpua, andisha hiyo ndio. It's like a multi-purpose. Sijui ni tango hiyo jina. I always know the name but I always forget nikienda kuongelesha watu. I don't know why. So hii ni mara ya 4 nasahau. So next time ndaiandika. However, barabara ikishamaliza kujengwa, hiyo lori yezi kubaliwa kukanyanga hiyo barabara. Wanasemanga itaharibu nini? Itaharibu barabara. Hata mahali penye inawekwa store inakuwa ni kwa matope. Umuhimu yake itaonekana tena wakijenga barabara ingi. See, you need to plan that so that as you fail, now that's why I've said to the men here, so that if you decide to have a family, you ask yourself, wakati unajenga barabara, utakuwa hiyo lori yenye inarushwa kwa matope, only did wakati unataka kujenga barabara ingine. And these 5 questions zenye regrets, hizo ndio zitakuguide. Live a true life, spend enough time with the people that matter, have the courage to express your feelings and your thoughts to everyone in your life, everyone that you care about and everyone that cares about you. Stay in touch with your true friends and learn to let yourself be happy. Wase, yeah? Wase, yeah. I'll take 2 questions.